What do you think about when somebody says you got to lift heavy? Okay, we're talking, weights, right? Strength training and they say, "But you got to lift heavy." What do you think? You're thinking like a big bodybuilder or big bulky bodybuilder or crazy heavy barbells just stacked with free weights, right? You got to lift heavy. Wow. That's what I'm going to talk about here in this episode, girl. So let's dive right in. Okay, here's the deal. It's funny to me because we hear women, they say they don't want to lift heavy because they're afraid that they're going to get bulky, which is an interesting term in itself. In fact, I was just talking to my sweet buddy girlfriend girl, Camille. Yes, I'm going to say your name on the air. We just chatted a few minutes ago, and I was like, "Do you think I'm bulky?" It was a really great conversation because, that term is just funny. It's just it's how you perceive. It's what you give. It's what that word, what meaning you give to that word. That's what I'm trying to say. It's the meaning that you give that word, right? It's what somebody's perception is of a person because everybody's going to see different body builds their own way. And so it's interesting to me because everybody's body is going to adapt to strength training, bodybuilding, lifting heavy weights differently. We're genetically built differently, and not everybody can accumulate or build muscle mass as quickly or as easily as some people. And some people have a very challenging time building muscle. But I do want to talk about this topic. What does lifting heavy really mean? I think we need to talk about this. I want to clear this whole thing up, and I'm going to make this short and sweet. This is not going to be a long episode. In fact, quite honestly, I totally forgot that I recorded a podcast episode earlier today with Coach Abby, my co-coach in Rock That Fitness, and we're not going to be dropping that episode until I think next week. So I was like, oh yeah, that means I got to double up on podcast today. So anyway, this is going to be short and sweet. I thought, this is a great topic. So we're going to talk about this and make it really short and sweet. But a lot of women don't understand what it means to lift heavy. And here's the thing, women, I'm basically talking to us women over 40 because it doesn't matter how old you are, really. But yes, I am talking to us ladies over 40. It's never too late to begin your strength training journey, even to begin your fitness journey. It is never too late to improve your body, your health, your fitness. Anything you do and you begin to do on an ongoing basis that is a healthy habit for yourself is going to be an improvement. So you will improve. There's absolutely reason to do it. So don't think it's too late. It's never too late. Okay. You can do all kinds of searches on social media and see women that are doing amazing and wild and crazy improvements with their body way after the age of 40. So it's never too late. But let me go ahead and explain what I mean when I say lift heavy. What it means really is working with weights that challenge your muscles. So it's heavy for you. So what may be heavy for me um, may not be heavy for somebody else, or what may be heavy for you may not be heavy for me. And there's no comparison here. And that's the thing that we really need to get over because okay, like this is funny. I just thought about this. When I was first starting out lifting weights in the gym, I didn't have a clue. I was completely clueless about lifting heavy. And I would be like thinking to myself, wow, I don't know if I can lift that much, or you know, somebody's lifting a not very heavy weight. They're doing like I would see some guys, they would be like really like I don't know, big, bulky, strong, and they would be like doing curls with small dumbbells. And I'm thinking, I know he can lift heavier than that. I did not realize, that there's different rep ranges, in which a rep range means how many repetitions you do within a set. And there are different reasons for rep ranges. And I'm going to actually cover that in this episode too. So in a little bit, I'm going to talk about that. But, you know, like lifting heavy all the time isn't even a thing either, because there's different parts of our training where we need to have different rep ranges and not necessarily lifting so heavy. But anyway, as I was saying, it's really working wherever you're at. So, ladies, wherever you're at, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or more advanced, it's all about lifting heavy for your body. Okay. So, for example, if 10-pound dumbbells feel tough at 12 to 10 reps, 12 to 10 repetitions, and that's heavy for you, it's all about finding your level. Okay. And then, of course, as your body adapts, that 10 pounds at 10 to 12 reps later, weeks later, may be ridiculously light. You may be up to 20 reps and you're like, that's just too light. You need to go up, right? So that's what I mean by lifting heavy. It's heavy for you. So I hope that clears it up. And I really hope that by the end of this episode, if you have had any kind of intimidation or uncertainty about whether or not you should strength train because you're afraid of being bulky, afraid of building too much muscle or whatever, I hope this clears it up for you. Which, by the way, that thing that women like to say, or some women, not everybody, but some of them will say, like, I don't want to strength train. I don't want to get bulky. I dare you. I love to say I dare you, because actually building muscle is challenging. It's not as easy as people think. It does take work. And it takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of consistency, and big deal here. It takes a strategy. You don't just lift weights, randomly doing random workouts to build muscle. So there's a lot that has to go into building muscle. And so if you think just by going into the gym randomly and lifting some weights, you're going to get bulky, think again. And when you think about bulky, because I know some women, I feel like I really need to address this. They think that because maybe they have excess weight, excess fat on their body, and they believe that if they start lifting weights, it's going to cause them to be bulky. That's not true. What's happening is you are building muscle, you're getting stronger, and the fat that's on your body just needs to be shed with a calorie deficit. So if you think that, then let's do something about the fat. Let's not avoid strength training, building muscle, and getting stronger. That's in your best interest, girl. It's in your best interest to improve your metabolism, to boost your metabolism so your body can burn more calories. So don't think to yourself, well, I don't want to build muscle because I don't want to get bulky, because you may be already having excess fat on your body. Like, this is just science. I want to encourage you to dial in your nutrition and let's start shedding some fat, not like getting rapid and crazy severe calorie deficit. That's not it at all. Healthy calorie deficit where you're eating plenty of calories. It's not over restrictive, and you're in the gym, you're hitting the gym, you're building muscle, you're getting strong. And what's happening over a period of time, this doesn't happen overnight. You are changing your body composition, what your body is made of. Your ratio of muscle to fat is changing. So you're shedding fat while you're building muscle. This is a long process. You better be in here for the long haul for life. And it is one of the best journeys you'll ever experience. Okay. Boy, that was a little digression there, Anna. It's okay. It's my podcast. I can say what I want to say. I can do what I want to do. Y'all know I'm on my prerogative. Like, I'm on a kick with Bobby Brown this week. Anyways, so why does it matter? We want to build lean. This is funny when people say, I almost said it. It's funny. I almost said lean muscle. Well, muscle is lean. We want to build lean mass. We want to build muscle because it's essential if you want to have definition. Oh, I know that's an aesthetic kind of a thing, and maybe that seems vain to some people. That's fine. I'm not for everybody. I like definition, and I think the majority of my clients in Rock That Fitness love definition because it happens when you're dialing in your nutrition and you're living a healthy lifestyle. Not extreme. We're not talking extreme. And you're building muscle. You're going to eventually start seeing that definition. It may not be extreme. Nobody's telling you have to be extreme. Like it's what's good for you, right? So why it matters to build muscle. That's what you need if you want to, what women call tone. They say, I want to tone up. And what they really mean, and I'm not making fun of anybody because I think we've all said it, at some point in our fitness journey in life, people say this, but you want to tone, but what you want is really that you want to shed fat. You want to build muscle, right? And then you want to shed fat so that so that you can see the muscle. That is what toning is. That is how you see the definition of your muscles. Um, Also, adding muscle mass is going to building muscle and having more muscle on your body is going to boost your metabolism. Y'all, I'm going to say this till I'm blue in the face. Sometimes we need this repetition, right? It's going to boost your metabolism because just at rest, your muscles are burning calories because they require calories. They require energy just to be in existence. So it's a beautiful thing. I'm just right here with my extra muscle mass. I'm burning calories just at rest. I'm burning calories through the night. Like just having that extra muscle mass on you, that is boosting. That boosting metabolism simply means your body is burning more calories. It's processing calories at a increased rate than it was because you have more muscle. And remember, ladies, we are losing muscle mass as we're aging. So if we're not building muscle and getting stronger, we are losing muscle and getting weaker. I don't like being the bearer of the bad news, but it's not the bad news. It's just the facts. It is the truth. It is science. The other one is it's going to protect our bones. We want to build muscle, so it protects our bones. It's critical for bone density as we age. It's also going to help improve our daily strength. I am hearing all the time. I've experienced this myself. I mean, I'm 54. I don't know what 54 is supposed to feel like, but I will tell you this. I feel better physically than I've probably ever felt. I've never in my life, in my 20s, 30s, even as a teenager, I wouldn't have been able to do a pull up. A pull up. I barely could do push ups and much less cross monkey bars. The things I do today, it's all about training. I'm not working out. Ladies, we need to be training. We're training our muscles. We're lifting heavy, right? For ourselves. So it's going to improve your functional movement. And I remember being when I was new in my fitness journey, and I love to tell this story. I did a little three-year stint as a school nurse at the high school, and I remember as I was building strength, I was getting stronger. I was really, I had really reached a point in my fitness, had shed 60 pounds of fat. I was in my I was in my new body, newly in my new body, right? And there was a bunch of stuff at the bottom of this closet that I had to get out of there, but I was dreading it for weeks. I was supposed to clean out the bottom of that closet and I was putting it off. And one day it occurred to me, I thought to myself, what? I had to take a stop, like a pause. And I was like, why am I putting that off? And then I remembered, oh, because I didn't want to squat down for fear of the pain in my knees and then all of the uncomfortableness of getting down there below the bottom shelf to get that heavy stuff out. And I thought, wait a minute. You can do that. You've been strength training. You're squatting like never before. And it's true. When I used to squat before, I would have weird, awful pain in my knees. And then as I was getting stronger with strength training and squatting, I wasn't having that pain anymore because building muscle around your joints is protecting your joints and helping you become pain free in your joints. So I got down there and got all that stuff out of that closet like nothing, like it was nobody's business. And I was like, this is hilarious. So when we start to change our body and then this happens, we improve our daily strength. And um yeah, even our rock stars in Rock That Fitness, they're getting wins. They're always talking about the stuff they're lifting. I love to hear the stories of the things these ladies are saying, whether it be stuff they're doing for their landscaping, rocks and stones and big bags of dirt and all the things these ladies are picking up and moving around and lifting, and their husbands are amazed. And it's just, I love it. I love it. It's refreshing, and it gives me it gives me flashbacks of when I first started really discovering my strength in my body. So let's go into these rep ranges so you can know um, what they are. When I say rep ranges, I'm talking about ranges of repetition because when you're in a strength training program, you really, if you're in a real program, you won't be doing all sets, three sets of 10. Like 3 sets of 10 for every exercise, that is not strength training. Okay. If you're doing 3 sets of 10 and you got like 10 exercises, I'm going to tell you right now, that is not strength training. Okay. What we have here is when you have a coach, a personal trainer, somebody who is experienced, who knows, who is trained to design a training program for strength and body building muscle, then there is going to be a prescribed plan in place, a strategy for you to get to build muscle and get stronger. And I think this is important. I'm talking about this on this episode because I don't necessarily think that most women understand that strength training requires a program that has like a prescription, and that when you do this prescription over a period of weeks, you're going to see the results. You're going to feel the results. You're going to experience the results. And so part of the prescription inside of a training program is how many reps are in a set, how many sets are in that exercise. And when I say rep ranges, I'm talking about rep ranges that are like low reps, like 1 to 6, or you may have moderate reps, which is 8 to 12, or higher reps, 12 to 15 or higher. So I'm just going to talk about these briefly so you can understand when you have somebody design a program for you, these are going to be in there in there on purpose with the rep ranges in there as they are prescribed. I'm using that word like because I'm nursey, but it is a prescription for building muscle and getting stronger. And in Rock That Fitness, in our programming, we do 6-week strength training program. We do all of the ladies in Rock That Fitness. They get a brand new 6 weeks every 6 weeks. And it's what we do is designed to help you get stronger and build muscle. We do both. We have a combination of both in all of our training. Most women, that's what they want. We're not here. We're not designing programs to help you, get bikini competitive type of. That's not what we're here for. We're here for, yes, you can get some body composition changes in Rock That Fitness, shed fat, get stronger, build muscle, and change your life, literally. All right, so let's talk about these rep ranges real quick. Low reps are typically between 1 repetition to 6 repetitions. That's not a lot. This one is going to focus on maximum strength. So this range is for lifting heavy weights that you can only do for a few reps. It's great for building raw strength, and it requires more rest between the sets. So that's another thing, that if you're doing a program, a workout program with weights, and you're not resting, that's not a training program, because if you are really training to build muscle and get stronger, you require rest between your sets. Hold on just a second, a little sippy here. Drinking some sparkling water tonight. So rep ranges 1 to 6 for maximal strength. Okay. Moderate rep ranges are 8 to 12. So this is best for building muscle, what we call hypertrophy. This is the sweet spot for hypertrophy or muscle growth. It's where many women will see noticeable changes in their shape and tone with these rep ranges, 8 to 12. So that's best for building muscle, growing muscle. Rep range 8 to 12. Higher reps, 12 to 15 and more. So 12 to 15 plus reps it's going to build muscular endurance. So you're working lighter weights for more reps to improve stamina and functional strength. So this can still challenge your muscles if you're pushing close to fatigue, right? But it's not for muscle building necessarily. So you will see these kind of things inside of what we call a superset. So like where you have towards the end of your workout, where you've already done most of your workout, now you're doing like a superset, which is going to challenge your muscles with endurance. like this. So you may get a two exercises, something that works your biceps and something that works your triceps. They're going to be in a high rep range, and you're going to do them back to back with little to no rest. That's a superset. So there's a lot involved with a plan, a strategy in place. Without a strategy, a plan for building muscle and getting stronger, you're just kind of, it's random. You're going to get random results. You're not going to have a solid plan. So each of these rep ranges have a purpose, but for most women over 40, when we're trying to build muscle, it's a lot of the exercises are going to have things between 6 to 8, 10 to 12. These are like where the magic happens for us, and helps us build some muscle and muscle definition. So how do you know if you're lifting heavy enough? So let's see how can we explain this. What we like to say is typically at the end of your at the end of your reps. So let's say it's a set of three, a set of uh, three sets at 6 to 8 reps. I'm just going to give you an example. If at the end of that 8 reps, you feel like you can still do another, I don't know, 2 or 3 reps, then you need to increase your weights. You need to lift heavier. But here's the caveat. You need to make sure that you can do all 8 reps. If it's 6 to 8 reps, if you need to be able to do all 6 to 8 reps for all 3 sets. So just because you think you could do more in that first set, like that doesn't mean you can still do more by the time you do the third set. So that's the part, right? So let's work on that. Like at the end of your number 8 repetition on set number 3, if then you feel like you can still do way more, then you're going to want to lift weights more heavy, right? And this when you're first doing a plan, like that first week, you start strength training and you start lifting, you won't really know. You're going to be like, well, I don't even know. Well, that's where you're going to be experimenting. You want to start out with a lighter weight in your first set and see how you do, and do it again on the second set, right? But I mean, if the first set and you didn't hit, you went way beyond the 6 to 8 reps, then you need to lift heavier in the next one, okay? But what I'm saying is that when do you want to increase? You want to increase when you can do all 3 sets at the top range and you feel like you could do more, 2 to 3 more reps. That's when you want to increase the weight. And that's what it means by lifting heavier. Because if you have been lifting heavy or weights, the same dumbbells week after week after week, and you're not changing anything, nothing's going to change. Our bodies do this thing. It's called adaptation. So your body is going to adapt to the load, to the tension that you put on that muscle. So when you put an extra amount of tension on that muscle, then it's going to adapt, because it's like, okay, this, she needs to build muscle because this is heavy, right? It's going to adapt. It's going to happen. As you do that week to week, you're going to notice that you're getting stronger, because what's happening is these little, micro damages that happen in the fibers of your muscle because of the heavier lifting. It's just a very little thing. Okay. It's natural, it's normal, healthy. And then your body is going to go in there and repair it. It's going to repair that and build on top of that. And that's how you build muscle and how you get stronger. And all those muscle fibers are connecting and getting stronger. So this is the adaptation. I'm just keeping things simple. I am not going to get all complicated. It's simple. It's easy. Your body's adapting. And that's why we call it progressive overload. So back to what I was saying. How do you know if you're lifting heavy enough? Well, if the last 2 to 3 reps of your set feel tough and doable, good. If you feel like you could still lift another 2 or 3 reps, we need to get you lifting heavier there, okay? So focus on that progression. As you get stronger, those 10-pound dumbbells, they might feel easy. If they start feeling easy, then it's time to level up. So you may be saying, well, I'm just starting out. What weight dumbbells do I need? I would have a set of like 8s, 10s, 15s. But let me tell you, if you're just starting out, it's not going to be very long. And if you stay consistent, you're going to get strong quickly because beginners, they get strong faster. I mean, they just get strong fast. It's called beginner gains. Newbie gains is what they call it. But when you first start out, you're not going to be hanging out with those baby weights for very long because you're going to amaze yourself. You're going to get stronger. It's wild. I love it. It happens all the time, even for me. I see myself progressing all of the time. And it may not always be necessarily in rep ranges as much as just stability and balance. And my form has gotten so much more refined over the years. So you just got to keep on keeping on, which, you know what? That's a good point I want to make real quick too on that. Your form, make sure before you add more weight, more load to your body that you are doing proper form. So if you don't know, like watch yourself in the mirror, make sure you get to see a demonstration, read the proper form for that exercise. You want to make sure that you're performing your exercises properly for, you want to prevent injury, you want to be safe, and you want to get the most benefit out of that exercise. So read that, watch it, videotape yourself, videotape. Like, man, I'm really aging myself here. Record yourself on video and watch your form and see and compare it to the demonstration of a coach. And um, and even better yet, share it. And Rockstars and Rock That Fitness do this. They will do a form check video. They'll video themselves all the way from head to toe, front, side, post it inside of our community. And myself or Coach Abby, we give feedback, and then they come back. They go back to the drawing board. They put to work what we told them, and then they come back and do another form check video. And this is how we improve, right? Because somebody's giving you feedback. So I recommend that. Ask somebody in the gym, ask a trainer to watch you to see how your form is. So it's really important. I say this because I think sometimes we get really gung ho, those of us that love to lift heavy, and we get excited about the challenge. We get really excited about what we could do and how much we can lift and how strong we're getting. And we want to rush things, and we will have a tendency, some of us, I'm not going to name any names over here, will want to lift heavier than it's time to. We want to make sure that our form is on point before we add more weight. So I would rather see you doing 3 sets of I'm just going to say deadlifts with, on point form and lighter weight than to be lifting heavier, but then your form is all off because now you're risking injury. You're not doing yourself any favors, and you're definitely not going to progress that way. You won't progress. Okay. So, any exercise, squats, bench press, any of these things, you want to make sure that you are lifting properly for all reps, all sets before you add more load, more weight. Okay. All right. So, lifting heavy does not mean intimidating weights. Okay. It just means that you're going to be challenging yourself. Let you need to know that there's no competition here. There's just progress. You are progressing and getting stronger than you were. So this is all about where you are. What's your level? It's lifting heavy for you, right? It means challenging yourself to grow stronger at your own pace, and strength is about progress. It's not about comparison. And I want to talk about real quick before I wrap this up. I'll tell you a little bit about my own strength training journey and building muscle and lifting heavy for me. And like I said in the beginning, we're all genetically different when it comes to building muscle. And some of us ladies, it's not as easy to do. It's going to take longer, and we have to be more diligent and refined with our nutrition and these kind of things. But for me, I have a tendency, I've always been a strong person, strong physically, just genetically strong. So for me, it's been, I don't say relatively easy, but it's definitely easier for me to build muscle, and I am very strong. I don't compare myself to other people, but I can see that I'm pretty strong. And so over the years, I've built a significant amount of muscle on my body, and I started noticing, like about a year ago, maybe more. I was like, man, I see I see myself building more and more muscle now, and I'm not, taking. I'm natty. I learned this word. I learned this word. I'm natty. That means natural. I'm not like on all kinds of like steroids and so. Oh, here's the other word I learned: gear. I'm not on gear. I'm not on steroids to build muscle. Um, but I see myself in the mirror, and we all see ourselves in a mirror in a certain way. And it's taking me, after shedding 60 pounds of fat and lifting consistently in the gym 3 days a week on a 3 day split, I've had tremendous um, success and results, and I'm very pleased with it. But what I have noticed is that my body and my mind, when I see myself in the mirror, it started looking like I was getting bulky. That's the word. I'm like, I think I'm getting bulky. Well, bulky, like, in comparison to what, Anna? What, I didn't want to be bulky. But I learned and started growing to love my shape and the way that my body is. What matters more is how strong can I get? I want to age strong, and it's not about necessarily how I look. But I was seeing, I'm at a stage where I would consider myself more intermediate, more advanced, I guess, understanding body composition in my body. And it was just getting, in my opinion, too much, right? So I had some changes done to my plan because I wanted to. I don't want to build anymore. My body has a tendency to continue to. I know there's going to be a cap, but I don't want to find out. I'm good. I don't need to keep building. I'm really good right here, people. So I'm kind of trimming down. I'm slimming down with my muscles. And so my plan right now doesn't have as much of those ranges that are going to be in the hypertrophy range. I'm doing more strength right now and some more endurance stuff in my plan. And so anyway, I've noticed a difference. Actually, Country Boy told me today. He's like, yeah, I don't know what he said, but I said, yeah, I'm trimming down. What did I tell him? Like, I'm not dieting. I'm not like trying to, I'm actually trying to get my calories back up to a maintenance. But the thing is, I've had to change my plan. So, over time, things change. It's a beautiful thing. Living a structured strength training fitness plan it's really been so fun to see how our bodies can change and the things that our bodies can do when we actually train them. So, ladies, if you're working like on your first pull up or chin up, I just want to encourage you to keep being consistent. This is what I see. The biggest mistake I'm seeing women do whenever they want to get their first pull up, they want to get their first chin up, and they give up so easily because it's not coming fast. Well, it doesn't. It's not something that comes fast. It really takes a long time. And a long time could be months. It's literally months. It could be a year. I'm not saying a year to get a pull up, but if you're not getting a pull up over the first, after several months, let's work on that. And let's talk about your technique, and let's see a form video. Let's see a form check video and how consistent you're being. And let's get some strategy in place to build the muscles required to do that pull up or that chin up that you're trying to get. But what I want to say is don't give up. Don't give up. Let's figure out what's going on. Just like anything, you want to get better, you want to improve on something, you want some feedback on it, you want to see what have you been doing, what can you do different? Because if you keep on doing the same thing over and over, what are you going to get? The same thing, right? If you wanted something different, then you have to do something different. You've heard this, but it's the same thing. If you want that chin up, you want that pull up, what are you not doing? Are you not asking for help? Are you not asking for feedback? Are you not trying new and different things to improve that? Maybe you need to work more on your core. Pull ups and chin ups require a strong core. Maybe you're not working your core. There's a lot involved. But anyway, I digress. I just wanted you to know that even today, after I've been on my fitness journey and strength training for the past 7 years, and I'm still enjoying all of the challenges involved with lifting heavy. And I'm having a great time right now lifting heavy. And I went through a long phase of time where I was just maintenance. I was in maintenance with my lifting, where I wasn't lifting heavy. I was just maintaining. I was just going through the functional movements, not trying to get stronger, not trying to build muscle, just maintaining. So there's always these different phases, right? We're not like always trying to lift heavy. We're not always trying to build muscle, get stronger. Like there are going to be different phases in our journey. So there's that too. But anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed this. I hope there was something in this episode that helps you understand that lifting heavy is just lifting what's heavy for you. There's no comparison, there's just progress. So every time you pick up those weights, you're building, and you're building not just strength. I want you to remember this. You're not just building strength, you are building confidence, you're building resilience. You're providing yourself that you're proving to yourself that age is just, I hate to say it, it's just a number. A lot of people say that age isn't stopping you from getting stronger and what you're capable of, because you are, girl, you are capable of so much more. And I know you've heard this cliche over and over and over, like, oh, you're stronger than you think. Well, you are. You're stronger than you think. You're going to surprise yourself when you keep on showing up. So keep going. You've got this. Um, and if you have any questions about anything that I said on this episode, you know where to find me. You can email me at rtfteam@rockthatfitness.com, or you can find me on social media, Instagram or Facebook. I'm now on YouTube. Here I am. Hey. And oh gosh, and I'm on TikTok. That whole thing is a whole fun, interesting thing. Met some new friends there recently. So hi. We have some new rock stars actually in Rock That Fitness from TikTok. TikTok rock stars. It's pretty cool. And I also just now, I shouldn't say just now. I've had an account with LinkedIn, but something told me this, something told me I should get in there. And so instead of dabbling on LinkedIn and kind of like playing around, I don't know. I was like, I don't really belong there. I don't really fit in. But then I've been networking with Country Boy, and there's a lot of women in the workforce that I feel like could use some help. So I'm going to start helping over on LinkedIn. I'm going to start helping and sharing my content over there, reaching the women that are over there, busy, and doing LinkedIn in their business. And I want to reach out and give them some tips on how they can better take care of themselves in the midst of busy career life. So anyway, again, I really do hope that this helped you. I would love to hear from you. If you haven't made a comment or shared or rated this our podcast episode, I would love if you would do that. That would be a big favor to me. Gives me feedback. It helps me keep going. I do look at those comments, and so it helps me go. Okay. It helps me keep going. Anytime you guys leave me a comment, I'm like, oh yay, they're listening and they do want my podcast. I want to know that you still want this. And I'm always open for topics of discussion. What are you dealing with? What do you feel like you want you want to talk about? I would love to share a podcast episode about what you want. That's why I do what I do. I do this for you. I want to help you. I want to encourage you. I want you to know that you can live your best life, girl. It's all up to you. It's all it's in your power. We can create our own reality. So all right, I'm going to go. I love you so very much. Let's go lift heavy. Okay. Let's go lift heavy. There you go. There's a flex. Self-care, self-love every day, all day, every day, in every way. Do I have your word? Good. Rock on.